Well, here we are. Hold on, I gotta fix the thing. There we go. All right. Well, it's that time again. I'm back. Gonna do some more Lego. If you want to hang out, do some of that. That's what's about to happen. All right, get some lighting up in here. Get the good light. Gonna do some Lego organizing, some Lego chit chatting, all that. I wasn't quite as prepared as I wanted to be, so I just kind of like went for it. And so you're gonna have to bear with me. I'll be back shortly, and we're gonna get right to it. Okay. Sorry about that little pause. We are ready. As you can see over here, there's a lot of Lego. We got a couple of recent hauls. Quite a lot of hauls, in fact. Too many hauls, in fact. So much Lego, I don't know what to do with it. But it's not, it's staying with me. That's the whole point. Because I'm here to attempt to provide you with relatively quality Lego related content. Now, this brings me to where I would like to start the episode, every episode, with my little spiel. I would really like to start my episodes this way. I am here to bring people together to share and talk about ideas. That's the goal of my channel. I want to bring people together and share and talk about ideas, and honestly just have fun. There's a lot of other things we could talk about nowadays, but there's other places for that, other channels. There's so many places and people for you to talk to about all those other things. So if those are the things you want to talk about, feel free to go there and talk about those things. But here, I really want to stay focused on bringing people together and talking about ideas and sharing ideas. And I just that's so fun to me because it just boils down to so much cool stuff. It kind of a domino effect, because ideas are like that's what creativity is, you know. And so even if I have an idea and I bring it to the table and I'm like, I think this is so cool, and someone else is like, oh my god, that's dope, I'm gonna do that, and they make it really cool, that's fine. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, they took my idea and now I can't make my idea. I'm still gonna make my idea, because my idea is gonna be made my way. They made my idea their way, but my idea is always gonna be my idea. And so that's just a little idea or concept of that for you to, you know, wrap your head around, and why I'm kind of really inspired about this, just to be here. So grateful to have this space. YouTube is awesome. Just to plug in a couple of things and bim bam boom, and I can just start doing this awesome stuff that pretty much anyone else can do, which is another thing. Ideas, you know, it's so awesome that we have this opportunity in this day and age to just kind of, if you want to share your ideas and talk about things you love, you can. It's so easy. And so I'm going to see if I can rotate the camera a little bit here. I have a really low quality dealio here, so I'm going to see what this looks like. This is honestly not too awful. We might see the mic or something like that. I'm not really care about any of that. Oh yeah, you can get yourself a nice big mic there. It is what it is. I'm not worried about that because I'm trying to see a little bit more of what's going on down here. And yeah, a little bit more of what's going on down in here. I got these trays and stuff. And we're going to try to go through, clean up a lot of these here. Let's see if that's still even really worth, you know, it's okay, I guess. You know, I'm going to see if we can move that a little bit more. In this direction. But yeah, now you're just getting a lot of background stuff that really is not, you know, I'm still starting it up, and so, you know, this is how it looks when you're just trying to get going, you know. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to get going. I'm not worried about all that extra stuff. I just want to get going. I'm really hoping that this is got volume. So if someone could, if that consecutive viewer is there, it would be sweet if you could just be like, yep, you got sound. Okay, in the chat there. Or give me a shout out, be like, there is no sound. Either way, we're gonna proceed. Lego talk. It's time. I talked about I did my little opener. You know, and it's just, it kind of, I could just kind of mention this as well. I have these pieces of paper here because to remind me why I'm here and what I want to do. And you only get one life, and I just want to share this with all of the ones I love. A story, perhaps. That's what this is. So I'm here to, you know, do some Lego, have some fun with people, and share my ideas and have some fun with people. So whoever is interested in watching now or in the future, and that's what I think is pretty cool, is it doesn't have to be right now. It can be anytime. So la Lego. And so I like these plastic containers. I finally kind of got myself situated from the last time I was streaming. I didn't have all the right containers, which are like these guys. The amount of containers. I already have a video about different containers, but it's not great. I'm going to do more episodes on containers. But just stuff like this, you know, your forager, cashew, yogurt. Pretty sure this came from my my vegan roommates. Good stuff. But, you know, I just would collect these over the days, and so it's just sort of, these are very, very helpful for just having a quick sort bucket, and then I'll do all kinds of different things. And I've been saving them up for all kinds of different stuff. There's Greek yogurt. We got ricotta cheese. And these were goat cheese buckets from when I worked at a pizza restaurant. So you got to just grab up what you can. And that's how you get kind of started with sorting Lego and getting it organized so you can actually do some creative stuff with it. Or do whatever you want with it. All right, so I'm finally kind of getting organized or set up out here so I can do what I intend to do, which is just really start launching into the sorting process. And so I think we're actually going to rotate the camera back. Yeah, more to the table. Yeah, and then so we've got this here. This drum is something that we're going to try to work on here. And then we're going to try to get all these trays taken care of. And so it's going to be a lot of fun just talking about these and just having fun, hanging out, doing whatever on the 4th of July. So I was just sitting around and I realized I should not be sitting around. I want to do something. This is way more entertaining, honestly. So, yeah, let me just kind of get my head wrapped around this. I got this real big haul we can kind of dive right into. My badass roommate really has been going crazy with the Value Village pickups. And, that's where it's at. If you want to get some cheap Lego, and maybe it's really good even, it's going to be pretty bountiful there. Not always. But it's definitely a hot spot. A lot of people know about it. So my roommate hooked me up with this. Pretty cool. I'm really stoked about this. Put this on my bag. All right. So we're just chilling. Trying to get some of these situated in a way that's just like you can kind of see what's going on here. I got a lot of these different little containers to help me get certain elements that there's abundances of into a home. Like, it needs a home, and I can't be messing around. And so I've even got this nice drum, and then there's a lot of these bigger ones that I like to have available. And then there's a ton more all over the place as well. And so I think what we'll try to do is, right about here, we're going to try to move some of this stuff out of the way. And maybe dive into this portion right now. So, it is a slow process, but when I can get my head on, my Lego sorting and organizing head on, I can accomplish some things pretty well here. So it's hard to like really, but what I'm about to say is like there's no way this is what's going to help with sorting, but it can. It's not the only thing. There's dozens of things that I'll talk about, but using the concept of one piece at a time, or in a sense one element at a time. It's not necessarily like picking one piece and sorting one at a time. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like, it's a different kind of concept. So we're going to use this tray. One element here would be like this big, huge cauldron. So this is a Lego minifigure accessory. But in my mind, it's big. It's real big. And I don't want this necessarily in with my Lego minifigure accessories because there's a ton. And I think, don't quote me, I'm going over right now. Yeah. I remember in my brain that I have this, which is silly, a drawer of just cauldrons. I don't expect anyone to have a drawer of just cauldrons, but this is a drawer that I just so happen to have in my, they are called Acro Mills stack-ons. They're very, very important for Legos collecting and sorting. And then this is a really cool print that I had to incorporate in there, or sticker, I don't even know. Oh, it's a sticker. Either way, it says Cauldron Sale. And so I was just like, this has got to be in there. This has got to be in there because then I can make a really cool Cauldron Sale booth or whatever in a Harry Potter scene or whatever. All right. So yeah, we're gonna proceed. So that was kind of one element because it's like I knew that it had a home and blah blah blah. Some of these other ones that I'm gonna try to do like more than one at a time. This is one I saw because I know it has another big home. It's a big element. I've got a relative home for these, or which I thought I did, but I do. They're these other stack-ons from another company called Uline. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with that, but Uline has these really nice stackers that are very, very helpful. Yeah. And so back to kind of what I was talking about, one piece like this. I don't want to take this apart. We're going to get this out of here. It's a big chunk. I'm just going to kind of set this aside. One piece, ladders. Okay, this time it's not just one element. I got 3 ladders here. And also, I'm going to go ahead and incorporate anything else that's like kind of piratey. These ladders and like, not piratey, but like these metal bars. These. And then maybe this even. I'm going to get this out of there too. Because most of these have a place I can just kind of throw those. This is a perfect example of why I've got that there. I've got one of these. It's not in sight, unfortunately. There, how about that? And this. So these are the circulars, bam, right there. And so, because there's a ton of those, and it's a common general element. So like there's one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop this off here, if there's some kind of table or whatever that was. There's just another one of these here, so I can show you that, boom. It's just easy enough to just go there. Because it's such a common element. And that's what you want to understand, kind of, or that's something you want to start with these. These are kind of medium common elements. They're not necessarily common elements like bricks, plates, and micros and other things like that. So I've got another partial build because I'm hauling out so much Lego I can't even keep up with what I've got. It's literally this. I have a sealed one of these. This one that's almost complete. It just needs the rest of his toes there. And then another one now. So I have this is what happens. This is pretty cool. I got a lot of Lego coming in. And so I want to make sure we get this done right, get these completed, and off to people who want them. Because yeah, I'm not trying to be like a crazy Lego hoarder. I do want to share a lot of the Lego that I have, and I hope in the future I can do that with people who really get excited about certain sets and like, oh my god, what? You don't care about that? I'm like, yeah, I have so many sets, I have so much Lego that I would love to share the wealth, of course, because that's what Lego's all about. And again, bringing people together, you know, having fun. I got one piece, you know, Stranger Things. That's one idea or one element construct. I need to get these things out of here, or more or less tagged and bagged. That's an even better idea. I am running out of bag space, or bags, I should say, these little bags. But I could use a little drawer. I could use different stuff, but I might actually just do one, like something like this. Just use one of these for now, and just stick those in there, and come back to those. More prints. I've got a bucket for prints and stickers. Hey, how you doing? If you're watching, glad you're here, but if you wouldn't mind just giving me a shout out if you can hear me. I'm still a little bit of a newbie, so I'm just trying to make sure I got the audio working, you know what I mean? So I'm not doing all this recording for nothing. Hang out, enjoy the Lego spiel. We're going over Lego. Okay, so I'm trying to put Lego away. That's one of my biggest focuses in life, is putting Lego away. It's absolutely crazy how much time I try to spend on it. But I need to focus if I'm ever going to make any progress. I think I just found something crazy. This is pretty cool. I'm not sure 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I found a little accessory to I just got another Overwatch set, which in my opinion is pretty cool. I'm really excited about that. And so I'm just going to put this over here with what I believe is the Overwatch set. It's this big thing. Someone will have to correct me, but I just got a feeling about this. Plus, I do know a little bit about Overwatch, so I'm pretty sure that's the one. And then, oh, also I have the, I got the Lego print that has the Overwatch symbol on there. So there's definitely an Overwatch set here, but whether or not it's that or not, I'm still trying to figure that out, but almost certain that it is. Got some cups here. That's a singular element concept. I'm also going to throw in the lightsaber hilt piece because it's basically like a cup. And I had already thrown onto this tray like a lot of different elements that I knew were like just stuff I wanted to pull out from the first sort. Got myself a couple cups I can throw into the drawers over here. And you're going to have to obviously make your own executive decisions about where you want to put elements. You can, because, you know, not everyone's going to have a bajillion Lego containers and have a living room filled with Lego. A lot of marriages might be compromised with that, so be careful. All right. Translucent elements, that's a one element piece concept, so I'm just going to get anything that's like got a cool glow to it that could get bright with light or neon or whatever. Translucent elements, because I've already got a big bucket of those going right over here that I'll have to sort out later. And then that'll be just me having a sorting session of translucent elements, and that's always so fun because a lot of those are super rare, and I'll tag and bag those. Got a couple of basic bricks over here I don't really want in here, so I'm going to toss those over there. And I'm going to go ahead and grab all of the Technic elements out of here now, which is going to be a nice little grab. That'll get a lot of stuff out of here, hopefully. And then, because I have so much Technic, it just is unbelievable how many drawers and bins and stuff I've got of that. So I have to, that's a whole other world, and so I kind of just get those separated, and then I'll get to that stuff another time. But certain elements like these, I do have to be pretty close eye on, because this kind of thing right here, in my opinion, is an above average element. And so I want to keep these separated. I don't want to have to look for this type of thing. Like, this is a ball joint to axle pin. Why is it not coming out of this? Come on. And so, like, this one in particular, I find really useful in a lot of applications. And then same with the other one. It's like sibling, the ball joint to pin. And then this really cool thing. I really like these. The applications for these things are limitless. Alright, so we're chilling. And yeah, it's a slow process, because I'm just getting back into it myself, obviously. I've been on a little bit of a sabbatical, just trying to get my life back together and organized, more like efficient and being responsible, so that I can do this content more effectively, which is something I really want to do. So that's also why I'm here. Shout out to my amazing mom who got me this cool book that I asked for. And then, so yeah, we're trudging along. Got some special pins put over there. And I know I've got a place for this little axle thing. Or not even axle, that's like a I don't know what you call that. And then I started a little bucket for this type of thing, larger things like that. And then these, I actually have a home for these. That's why they're here. Woo. Give me 2 seconds. We're gonna do a test here. Test. Test, test. Test. Okay. So, it's still working, and I just realized the quality is so ass. But it is what it is. I'll get better with the camera stuff in the future. I'll get a better camera, all that. I'm just glad to hear that the sound is working. Now let us proceed. Here is my little drawer of tentacles, really. But they could be tails, all that good stuff. So we're gonna just try to get these in here. Not a lot of space left in there, but we're gonna go for it anyway. And we're not gonna include that in there, but we're gonna put that in there. And so, you know, we got some of those larger elements out of there. This is not this is not gonna be going anywhere unless during my next haul out, which there's a ton of bins that I didn't get to go through yet from this part out. So I'm assuming that there is going to be a Hulk in there somewhere, because this is obviously a Hulk arm. So we're gonna put this on my pause tray, because I got this tray right about here that's just got a bunch of stuff on it that's just like, it has a home. I want to deal with it, but I can't quite deal with it right now. And honestly, this is a perfect example of it. This is just literally that's anything round. I just put a bunch of round shit in here. In which I'll sort this out a little bit or later. Or not at all. And so, yeah, we're just gonna keep chugging along. I'm seeing a lot more Technic in here I don't want in here. These things are just bugging the hell out of me. This is a drill bit piece that I'm tempted to put in with my cones and rounded tops. Or there's a word I could use, but I don't want to do it. I'm trying to be as appropriate as possible. But since this is textured, I don't want to put it in there. So I'm gonna put it over there. And then these are very specific Technic elements. Very, very specific. And so I want to kind of have these separated. So we're going to try to get these separated. Or like, you know, put to the side at least. But that's the challenge, is when you get so many ridiculous elements and you want to start like, okay, I want to keep these organized, I want to have this separated. You got to make the, you know, the decisions based on just what you got. You know, you can't organize everything. And even me, I have a ton of space, ton of Lego, and I have I don't know how many things. I think it's like 200 or more individual items in separate containers or drawers or whatever. And actually, it's got to be more than that. It's got to be like maybe 300. I might be overestimating myself a little bit there, but it's kind of hard to even tell at this point. I don't really know. There's just so much, I don't really even know. Okay, so I'm going to put those specials in this drawer because I feel like this is a perfect one. So we've got the special pins up here on your left. I hope that's your left. Yeah, it is. And then on the right-hand side, there's just a bunch of weird, really special oddball connectors and stuff that you just aren't going to find in your average set. And you could do a lot of fun stuff with those. I really like mechanics. I love building little things. That's why this is here, a whole drum of just gears, real gears that are going to function when properly used with the correct laws that are involved in gears. All that kind of good stuff. All that kind of good stuff. I found a little chain. I'm obsessed with the chains, and they are all going to be part of a big pirate scene and or other crazy weird art installation, etc., etc. This horse, this centaur thing, I'm also going to put over here with Buckbeak from Harry Potter, because I can't deal with it right now. I thought I had a little bucket that was started for micros. We're going to start a bucket for micros, because you can't sort micros individually. Like, you gotta do all the micros into a bucket like this. If it's a tiny ass little micro thing, just put it into a bucket and then have a micro sorting sesh if you're going to do that at all. Micros turn into a nightmare. This is dope. I was looking for this earlier because I knew I found 2 in this haul so far, because there is clearly a Prince of Persia. Is it the Dagger of Time or whatever? Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah. But there's 2 of them, and I'm pretty sure I had 2 more, so now I have 4 of this guy, and I'm really excited about that. Alrighty, and we're just going to pop this in here with all of the other kind of super duper obvious minifigure accessories, which I will organize later. Oh, there it is. Look at that. It's so small, not sure if we're going to be able to get it to focus. Bring it in real slow. Come on. Either way, it's the Overwatch logo. God, I gotta work on this camera's focus. I don't know what that's about. Either way, Overwatch gun and printed logo. Pretty cool stuff. Another one of this, another one of this, another one of that. Purple chains. Yeah, that's weird, so we're going to put that over there. It's not weird, it's awesome. It's just not going to fit clearly with a pirate scene or anything like that in any way. I mean, maybe I just don't have the imagination for that. Kind of a sticker piece. I want to get this out of here. I had a whole bucket of those. There it is over here. The fun one. I want to go through this one because that's a bunch of the cool prints and stickers that I got, and in fact we're going to go ahead and just do this one right now on camera, which is kind of fun. It'll take 2 seconds. We'll see how long this will take, but we're just going to kind of get these in there. And so yeah, we're just going to go like this right here. I love these trays. This is a cute little skiing sticker. A lot of funny stuff from Friends. I don't keep a lot of Friends stuff, but I'll keep a good bit, like about half of it. I mean, in terms of stickers, the prints, of course, I'm going to keep all the prints. And even these, I actually really like these. I think these are cool. names of the characters, Andrea and Emma, and their prints. So you could like actually, if you know someone in real life with that name, you could kind of do something funny with that, I feel like. Alright, so I'm really just throwing the stickers and the prints in here. This is funny. Tow Mater from Cars. I'm going to recreate that in a really good way because I feel like the ones that they made were really, they're really simplistic. I want to make a really cool, like, detailed build of one of those. This is cool if this is not a sticker. Wow, I just found a really cool print I've never seen before. It's like a star chart. This is so cool. I don't think it's gonna be too small to see, but because it won't seem to focus. But it's a cool little blue star chart. It's super cool. It's a print and everything. But yeah, we're gonna keep popping these in here, and that's a cool. What do you call that? Music, a sheet of music. Another one. That other one is a little bit more realistic. Where those last, I just put two more in there that are a little bit more like girly. But I do like that. I like all the different styles. I like this map a lot. This is so funny. The shape is in the heart. God damn it, the shape, the heart. The lake is in the shape of a heart. I think that's adorable. Oh my god, and these pink ones that have this printing on it that are supposed to be like pillows. These are going to be cool. These are cool. I really like those. And then a sticker of like a card game. Yeah, some kind of card game. They've even got like a paper and chart there. I like that. This is a Mario, Lego Mario thingy. I'm hyped about this because I've been getting as many of these as I can, and I'm gonna have a huge Lego Mario World build thing sometime. I don't know what the hell these are. If anyone knows what this is, there's some weird little monster faces. I really like these. They are Lego. Another really cool print. Oh my god, that is so cool. It's like a ninja in the clouds, and it's very like, that's so cool. Oh my god, that's cool, so cool. I got a little bit of a sweet spot for prints. I love prints. I don't know why. Pizza, a sticker pizza. This sticker I don't know if I'll keep really, but we'll throw it in there. And then, I really like this one. A big ice cream cone print with a cherry on top and sprinkles and all the goodies. And I'm going to make a big, huge ice cream. There's already a couple of kind of cheap, low-tier ice cream man sets. They're cool, but I'm going to make some of my own that are like a million times better. Alright, we're gonna keep going. Oh yeah, another one to mention. I apologize if I cut off abruptly like I did last time. It's just because I either got some business to attend to that came out of nowhere, or my current roommate came home, which is just, I don't know, out of respect for him to, make sure that we can, both share the space. And then, yeah, either way, though, I'm always I always care about anyone who watches, and so I want to make sure that they're acknowledged, and, I give a little bit of a, a shout out instead of, and I don't want to just dip out like I did last time. But thank you. At least say thank you for watching. That's what I would like to do. This is pretty cool. I don't know what this is. Some print. That's like a number 25 on a double 2x4 tile. Obviously tile because it's a print. I don't know what this is even for. It looks like someone's pants. Or maybe this is... can't even tell what that is. That's so funny. But it's cool, that's for sure. I really like that. I can't even imagine what that was even for. And now I got a bunch of tiles. Boom. And so, I mean, this one, I was like, whatever. There's some stickers in here that I need to get out of here because they're going to be cleaned off because they're really just not good quality at all. And so, there's that. But then most of this is going to go into one home. And so this is, boom, this is basically done. And I can just set this to the side. And actually, we're not going to do that because that takes up space. We're going to take one of these. And we're going to slide all these in there. And grab the thing that shouldn't be in there, like this 2x4. I meant to say 2x2. And then slide this under there. And because this is literally the same element as this, just with nothing on it, I can put this here and that right there. And it's not going to damage anything. They're fine. Legos are buff. Alright, I've known a few people who are just like, oh no, my Lego, they're going to get damaged, they're going to get scratched. They're going to get scratched, they're going to get damaged, but not in the way that's like they're irreversible and like they're only going to get heavily damaged if you heavily damage them. Alright, now we're going to continue sorting some micro elements out of here. Gotta clean up this plate. Get these little guys out of here. There's a lot of them in here. We gotta get them out of there. And so as you can see, this tray is kind of slowly but surely getting cleared off. A couple more of these that I missed. Another one of these. Some lightsaber hilts and this weird three ball joint element. This is sick. This thing is really cool. And the lightsaber hilt for me was a easy grab or decision for one of these guys in my Acromills. There's a ton of them, and they're both a telescope and a lightsaber hilt. All right, we are going to proceed. All right. So, small pieces in the bucket. I had a little thing, I thought, right here. Not little, medium-sized bucket for anything Technic related. Get it out of my face. Ow. These macaroni elements are actually pretty rare in my opinion, but very helpful. So I kind of want to have those separated. A couple of nice cones to go in the cone. Cone for cone. These light gray buckets, not buckets, barrels. These are barrels. Light gray barrels. These are cool, but not sure what the application for them is going to be other than kind of what they just were being used for, like a jet engine type related type thing. But I'm still going to throw them in with all the other buckets and barrels, and not buckets and barrels, barrels and wooden crates and anything else that kind of looks like a wooden barrel crate type thing. This is a vehicle part. I have a huge bucket of vehicle parts, and vehicle does include airplanes. That's going to be one of your best friends. Have a big bucket of vehicle stuff. Don't sort that shit. That's stuff, my bad. Don't sort that stuff. I mean, because you're going to build cars all the time. Everyone loves building cars. And you'll be glad that you didn't sort all of the different vehicle elements. Like, I even have a whole drawer of I know I have a drawer of these, the old school, the traditional Lego steering wheel. I don't know where it is. I can't remember. And I know there's a boatload in there, so I don't even care. I'm not going to look for it. I'm not going to put it in there. I'm actually going to grab the rest of them right here and anything else that's car related and throw it in the car related bucket. Because someday someone's going to be going through there to build a car and they'll be glad there's a couple steering wheels in there. Boom. Steering wheels in the bucket. But this, I'm pretty particular about the chairs. These chairs I'm obsessed with because whenever you're trying to build they're just really specific for a specific kind of build. Where are my chairs? Chairs are gone. Oh wait, they're over here. Bam. This is so important if you're gonna do something with, like, I have some elements to make some big airplanes, some big, those jets, 747 type, whatever, all the big ones. And I wanted to be accurate, have some good seating, and so, you gotta have a lot. And I don't want them to be like a ton of mismatched colors, so you gotta get a lot. And so I've been kind of hoarding these for quite some time. I apologize if there's any background noise, but not really. It's the 4th of July, so everyone's just having fun, just like me. So, hang tight. Lots of fun stuff will be on screen in time, you know. Things are slow moving, as you can see, but I mean, this is what it's all about. Got a lot of plans for different mocks, my own creations I'm pretty excited about. See, I'm seeing a couple of 1x2 jumpers. I'm going to grab all those real quick and put those in this one over here I've got to the side. Bam. Bunch of 1x2 jumpers. And bam. It's pretty cool. Once you can kind of start to get things really compartmentalized, your life becomes a whole lot easier because you can just get more creative. And then I'm having a struggle over here because I'm overthinking it, but I just gotta take all the micros and put them in the bucket. And here's an element I do like. I call them bars. I like to call them bars. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're just anything like straight. It's a straight element that can only be attached on the ends by either a stud or a hollow stud. And I enjoy these because I do have, my imagination does really like to use these. I want to make some just greebling effects and kind of steampunk effects with these in time that are pretty original I feel like, but I haven't quite seen, but I really want to use this type of stuff in the future. What else? What's next? The rest of this tray. So there's some other medium-sized builds here. Not medium, just small builds that have crap on them. I don't really feel like breaking down right now, especially since this one's a little micro build of like a medical lamp, kind of like that. So I'm gonna throw that to the side there. I'm gonna take these brown elements and move these to the next tray over. Sometimes that happens. where you kind of procrastinate things a little bit because you know that they're probably going to be better off over there. Some more brown elements for connection. And, you know, we're just going to keep throwing these small elements in here. This is something I know because I just saw the drawer over here. I'm going to go ahead and grab this out just because I feel like it. Give you an example of something that's, just grab it. This is a one element. It's a spiderweb blast element for Spidey. And so that Lego people know this, you get an overabundance of this crap when you do Star Wars stuff. So I meant to say Spider-Man stuff. So I have a whole drawer for that stuff. And because I intend to use this stuff for not Spider-Man, I gotta stop doing that. I don't want to shake the camera like that. My bad. Not Spider-Man related stuff. Halloween and badass dark scenes where people are dying in cobwebs and chains and stuff. Sorry if that's totally random, but it's not even like... It's just an example of some of the darker elements of Lego that I feel like are slept on in terms of creatistic ideas. There it is. Ideas. Back to work. 1x2s, they're little small guys. I'm going to throw them in the 1x, not the 1x the micro bucket here. A couple more micros. A couple of these trans elements. That's a nice little grab out. Put those in that bucket over there. These chunker elements, okay, this is kind of cool. This is kind of a cool concept of what they did here. I like that. That's like a snake that's cut in half. That's like the back half with the tail, and then the front half with the head. That's pretty cool. So I kind of feel like I want to take that out of there. Set these aside. That's like a cool little... I'm going to put those in the micro minifigure accessories. Then I'm going to break this guy down. Just break it down. Got a couple of micros. It's got this sticker that can go in there. I had some little plates, or I had a 2x2. I don't know what the hell I did with that. But either way, we're going to just kind of toss those somewhere. They'll go there. And then, yeah, this is like the basin of a, or the base section of a wheelchair, which I think is really cool. So I'm going to keep that over there. Cool little sticker. Bunch more little micros that can just go right into this foam. This bucket. I'm making a little pile over here near the mic that's just small little... Oh, actually, I'm going to put them in here. That's where they go. I have a little bucket already separated for smaller tiles than a 4x4. Like this, 1x4 right there. And then I see 3 of these. So these are a cool special element. I really like these, the swivels, or, yeah, 360 swivels or whatever. I have a home for those, but they are kind of up and out of the way, which can be really annoying. So yeah, I currently cannot even find them. Yeah, they are not visible to me at the moment, which is unfortunate. So we'll stick those on the side into the round section with a couple more little round elements. This is a super cool print that I'm going to put to the side here. I really like this. This is like a Chinese New Year's ball lantern. I really like that. Okay, almost done with this tray. Throw in these micros in here. Get them out of my face. Got this stop sign print right there. Lego minifigure accessory goes there, and another one right there. This big honking shield from Nexo Knights. I don't know what to do with it because it's so chunk that you can't do a lot with it, in my opinion, without it looking dumb. I'm gonna take these unicorn horns, put them in there, and then these little dudes. This whole thing is an over-the-shoulder, like, Doc Ock type arm thing over the neck. I keep saying over the shoulder. So I'm going to put this over here near the capes I've piled up because it's yet again another thing that goes over the neck, not shoulder. And while this thing is in my hands, I'm making the executive decision to break it down, even though 2 seconds ago I said I wasn't going to. This is a round plate, and so that goes in the special plates bin over there. And then again, I'm just going to break all these little guys down. These are all guys, and they go right in here. Bam, 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 bam. That's why I broke that down, because I could tell they were mostly micros. And so there's that. This thing, I don't think is Lego. And so, yeah, but I'm going to keep it because it's badass. And again, or not again, but something I love to hear and say all the time is my Lego, my rules. So you can do whatever you want. And actually, this is a perfect little movement because I just stuck it right next to something else on my tray that I think is also not Lego, a bear trap. So we've got some like barbed wire and a bear trap there. So those are, yeah, usually not things Lego's gonna make. I found another lightsaber hilt and a couple more bars that I was talking about, so I'm just gonna throw those in the homes really quick. Welcome in if you're watching. Thank you for stopping by. We're just doing some Lego sorting. This is what I do here, and it's one of my favorite things to do. We're gonna be doing it all the time as of now. All right, this is a big chunking element, huge Lego candle dealiad. I'm just gonna throw this in with the minifigure accessories because I can't deal with it and I hate it. And this again, there's another four-armed. It's got all the pieces here. What's up? What's up? So yeah. Go stand. My man roommate just came home, so in respect to him, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you for watching, and we will do it again soon.